Grand Risings. Today is Soul Seeking Sunday on the Shekinah Wisdom Podcast. Today, my lovelies, I want to talk to you more about these transformations and what happens when you become fearful. Sometimes when you're fearful in the midst of a transformation, you will go back to the toxic lifestyle that you just walked away from. And that's not acceptable, because if you do that, that means you did not pass the test and you're going to have to repeat those life circumstances over and over again. If you do the same thing, expect the same results. Yes, it might seem a little bit scary venturing out in new territory, because let's face it, you haven't ventured there before. And so there's pitfalls that you are yet unaware of. But I need you to be brave. I need you to keep walking along anyway. Think about any other paths you walked in the past, right? That you were unfamiliar with. At first, it did seem a bit scary. But as you kept moving along and you kept walking, then you realized that the path became easier. And that the direction that you were walking in was a direction that you truly desired to go. We have to know and understand that we are each other's keeper. And that's why we learn everything from each other, right? Everything we learn from other people. That's what makes it easy for us to go back to the familiar learning grounds, all right? Because say if you were brought up in an area where you had to learn certain things, and now you're moving on to the next area. Some people are afraid. Some people are afraid to be their best selves. And you can't be one of those people, because you don't realize, right? All of the things that make up you will sit with you so you could do what you came here to do. Not what others want you to do, but what you came here to do. Your genuine act of motivational love is what is going to activate what we need on this planet. That's what I want you to know and understand. I want you to realize how important you are. And if you realize how important you are, you'll be less inclined to mimic someone that you're not. Learn to stand in your power. Learn to be the best you that you can be. And do not allow anybody to force you into being a caterpillar again after you already morphed into a butterfly. It's impossible. You can't do it. And you'll find those old circles that you used to hang out with are uncomfortable. Why? Because you are not the same. You went through a transformation. You don't see butterflies hanging out with caterpillars, do you? And that's why your circle is becoming uncomfortable. Because like minds are needed to come together and perform their task. And so you have to get with people that are like-minded with yourself. Right? And that's how you're going to build a strong structure. No one could build a home all alone. You need someone to assist you in the process if it's going to be the best built home possible. So knowing that, be mindful of who you allow in your inner circle. And know that you can swap people out and make changes as needed. There's no formula on how you to show up with people that are infringing on your happiness. Right? And we get these from childhood. We get this notion from childhood when there were adults that were violating you and disrespecting you, and you weren't allowed to say anything because they were adults. So if that was your case and you grew up like that, when you grow up, you're still going to have those same patterns. And you have to divorce those patterns, right? And know how to bring in what's for your highest good and release what's not. That's really hard when you're suffering from abandonment issues and you don't want to be alone because you haven't found out how dope you are. If you knew how great you were, you wouldn't have a problem with being alone with you. Actually, you'll probably prefer it. That's what the importance of true self-knowledge will do to you. You'll become so enveloped in your own peace that you are not accepting any disruptions in it. So, I want to leave this podcast here at this point. And if you need further support, you can head over to shekinahwisdom.com where you can book an appointment. If you want art therapy, you can head over to iamucollection.com. And if you simply want to support the work we do here, you can Cashapp Unearthing the Truth. All right, my lovelies, you have a wonderful, amazing, soul-seeking Sunday.